Hey, Teen Creeps listeners. If you listen to our show, we know that you love teen stuff and that you're probably an adult. We know that you love podcasts. We know that you probably love going to the mall. If these things are true about you, and it sure as hell better be, then you have to listen to Mall Talk, the world's greatest and possibly only podcast about going to the goddamn mall. Comedians Paige Weldon and Emily Faye don't think hanging out at the mall should stop in adulthood. And you know what? We agree, you dingalings. So join Paige, Emily, and a guest each Wednesday as they discover the mall memories from their youth, current-day mall-going habits, and classic stores. They're talking JCPenney, Wet Seal, Spencer's Gifts, Claire's, Foot Locker, GameStop, Abercrombie, Zara, all the greats. So what the hell are you waiting for? Subscribe to Mall Talk wherever you find podcasts and tune in for new episodes every Wednesday. Hey guys, before we get started with this episode, we wanted to talk to you about one of our sponsors, BetterHelp.com. We are all stressed out and unhappy. What's standing between you and happiness? Is it you? Are your own feelings a roadblock preventing you from achieving your goals? Yes, all the time. I am often sitting in paralysis thinking about all the things I have to do, and then I never do them. Have you thought about talking to someone, but you're uncertain or unsure of where to start? BetterHelp.com online counseling is there for you. Lindsay and I always talk about how everybody can benefit from therapy. BetterHelp makes it easy to connect with a licensed professional counselor, caring professionals specializing in the issues that you want to talk about. We got big hitters like depression, stress and anxiety, trauma, grief, self-esteem, and others. Connect with your counselor in a safe and private environment. Get help at your own time and at your own pace. Schedule secure video and phone sessions or text your therapist, all included worldwide, and you can start communicating in under 24 hours. Best of all, it's a truly affordable option. And for Teen Creeps listeners, you get 10% off your first month with discount code TeenCreeps. If you've been wanting to talk, get started today. Go to betterhelp.com/teencreeps. Simply fill out the questionnaire to help them assess your needs. And then you get matched with a counselor you'll love, one that you can always change. That's betterhelp.com/teencreeps. Promo code TeenCreeps. And now, on with the show. If you fail, you'll just die. This week on the podcast, A. Bates's final exam.
Welcome to Teen Creeps, the podcast that discusses YA pulp fiction. I'm one of your hosts, Lindsay Kaitai.
I'm another one of your hosts, Kelly Nugent.
And Final Exam by A. Bates, who I happen to notice there is an actual full name in it. Let me see.
Ooh.
If you look at the copyright page, I believe...
Andromeda Bates.
Yes, Andromeda Bates. That'd be fucking awesome. Auline Bates. A-U-L-I-N-E. Auline Bates.
Man, okay, Auline.
Might be doing that like, I could be a guy, buy this book.
Yeah.
Which is funny for a genre that is largely read by teenage girls.
Yeah. Who knew?
1990.
Now, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is that the main characters... Well, there's two elephants in the room.
Oh.
One.
Yes.
Main character's name is Kelly.
Yes.
I've not had that
distracting.
Yet. It was very distracting. I have not had that yet. We had one with Lindsay.
Yep, that's
now
true.
I've experienced it, and it made me like her a little more, I think, than I would have if her name was not Kelly.
That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I liked her.
Yeah. I read this book in its entirety in the line at the DMV.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
I read it, not at the DMV. Not doing that.
Not the Arletta DMV?
Not there, no. At home.
Mm-hmm.
The other elephant in the room is that the cover of Final Exam shows a girl presumably taking a test, writing on a piece of paper. You can see her in the window of a squat brick high school, and then very clearly the entrance to the high school says Columbine High.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because we were talking about this before we started recording. They never say that it's Columbine.
Yeah, they never say the name of the high school.
Ever. So probably somewhere either Miss Auline or the artists or somebody who is giving their input was like, well, we need to make it clear that the building is a school because it's such a boring structure.
Yes.
So I went to Columbine, so let's just make it Columbine. Mm-hmm. Or like my boyfriend went to Columbine, or my wife went to Columbine.
It's that happens. I was working on a pilot with my friend Colin the other day, and I was like, what street do they live on? And he's like, what street did you go up on? I was like, Madison Street. He's like, put it in.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
So I'm sure someone involved
had a connection to Columbine High School.
It's crazy to see that.
Yeah. It really gives you a like visceral reaction
of like, oh no.
Like, oh, Columbine.
Oh, no.
Do people die?
Yeah.
I was really afraid the whole book.
So I didn't notice until after. Thank goodness.
Oh, that's good. Because I spent
reading
the whole book going, please don't let someone show up with a gun. Please don't let that. That is almost never the case that it's a gun.
Yeah.
It's usually a knife or a pushing or fire.
A pottery wheel.
Or a pottery wheel.
Or a very hot shower.
Almost always a pottery wheel.
Almost always a pottery wheel.
Yeah. Do you want to read the back of the book?
Yes. Kelly has always been afraid of final exams. Now she's scared to death. Something strange has been going on all week. Something weird. It started with someone playing a few pranks on her at school, trashing her locker, stealing her purse. Then the pranks turned deadly. Someone doesn't want Kelly to graduate. They've prepared a special final exam just for her. And she'd better not have any wrong answers because her life depends on it.
Accurate. Yeah.
Did you like this book?
It was fine. I liked Kelly, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she had a sense of humor, like a genuine sense of humor, which doesn't often happen.
Yeah.
And then with like good, fairly, witty retorts from the people she was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, well, did you guess who it was?
No, until like maybe 20 pages before we find out. And then I was like, it's them.
Yeah, I guessed it fairly early on, but was happy about the decision because the red herrings were many.
Yes.
And yet it's like we just like straight up don't talk to Jeff, do we?
Not really. Not at all.
Not at all.
Like we see him talking to other people, but she doesn't talk to him.
Never.
Really, ever.
That's weird though. That's
that you
fucking
never
weird.
talk to your best friend's boyfriend
Yes.
ever.
That they seem like very light acquaintances.
Yeah.
But like she's with Talia all the time.
All the time. I also I thought that her love interest, I liked him.
I did too.
He was nice and he cared about her. And I love at the end. So his red herringness is not that he's alarming, is not.
Yes.
It's just that his dad puts a lot of pressure on him. And that's something that
and
the
everyone
killer
knows
does.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my main problem with the book.
Sure.
So the whole thing is that Jeff is after Kelly the whole time because she goes to fill out a student work something or other.
No idea what she's doing.
I don't know what that is.
There are a lot of details in this book that I did not know.
Yes. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. They seem to think this is a normal school thing and not in my experience. But it's like some sort of like student job directive.
Yeah.
It's like a weird word that gets used. But when she's in there, she happens to notice on the ground this like journal looking thing. And it on the cover is the word winners in all caps. And then she opens it and it's like a journal. And at the top of the page on each journal, which is like such a thing that exists, is a different inspirational quote about achievement.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are all these like scribbles and drawings and thoughts and everything. And Jeff, the person whose book this is, who was apparently given it by his dad, who puts a lot of pressure on him, at the time he was trying to sneak into the office to get a copy of the English exam so that he could prepare his answers. Because it's like you have to write an essay talking about like the protagonist and antagonist and like Frankenstein and some other things. And he accidentally drops his book and Kelly picks it up and is like, well, I don't want to turn it in because this seems pretty private. And also I don't know what it was doing in here.
Also, I love that she's not a narc.
Not at all.
Not at
all. She protects the person who's playing these pranks on her all week.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
No.
Because these pranks are intense.
Yeah.
They start to become deadly. And then he, because he's crazy, becomes convinced that she's out to get him. And her even having this book makes her a winner.
Yes.
So here's my problem with this whole book. What the fuck is in this book?
That was
what in the holy fuck is contained in these magical pages that mean Jeff is going to like live a charmed life?
Yeah.
And if Kelly is in mere possession of it, that means that she's going to be the winner over him. He has to be number one, and he needs his winner's book. I have to get winners back, Papa.
Winners.
Like
he keeps saying capital W winners as if we're to know what winners is.
And it is, and he keeps saying like all the answers are inside winners. And it's like, what answers?
I guess it is the inspirational. So I am glad that you told me what that is, because I did not understand that Winners was a journal that had inspirational quotes on the top. Because I was like, what is this, a book that he wrote or a book that he found? Or like, I did not understand what the book was.
It was his dad's journal when he was a high school student or something. Because he keeps saying his dad gave it to him, or his dad gave it to him as a gift, like on a birthday or Christmas or some lame.
Here's what I bet happened.
Gift he gave.
Yeah, I bet you dad is like, hey, I really need you to go to Stanford. Is that where he wants to go?
Dartmouth.
So he's like, I need you to go to Dartmouth.
I went there. You have to go there.
Yeah. And then
be a winner, son. Be a winner.
Yeah. I bet you what actually happened is dad's like, you need to go to Dartmouth. Then just like offhandedly gives him this planner. And then he ascribes all of this power to this planner. Also, like, nobody even knows about any of the, like, I love that he's like, she's fucking testing me and setting traps.
She's setting traps. She went to the principal. They're both on to me, and now they're just setting traps.
And she literally does not know, she does not care or know.
She even has the stupid
when he's
thing.
Like, you have winners at the end. She's like, what? She's like, oh, yeah, that thing.
I do like that at the pool party. So, like, there's this big pool party at the end of the week for all the seniors to celebrate being done with finals. And it's at Tad's house, the, like, richest, most popular, smartest guy in school. Which, why isn't Jeff after Tad?
I know.
Whatever. His name is Tad, right? Not Ted?
Tad. I thought it was Tad.
It's got to be Tad. That's such a, like 80s and 90s cute guy name.
Yeah, Tad.
Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Oh my God, yeah, I loved that movie. A little embarrassing.
I never saw it. I saw bits of it.
Here's the thing, it's not good.
Yeah. Oh, obviously.
It's not good. It's very bad.
Uh-huh.
And not good.
Yes.
I loved it.
Makes sense.
It's not good.
Yeah. I have to see this. It sounds like I'd love it.
You would.
So why isn't he after Tad if Tad seems to be number one in everything?
Maybe he's like better. Maybe he's after Tad at first off page. And then the second that Winners.
Yeah.
Because she gets Winners. Like the thing with Winners is
keep
so
calling
weird.
it Winners. It's a fucking journal.
Why doesn't he just say my journal?
I don't know.
He keeps saying Winners.
Here, I'll read her finding it. Ignoring the no student sign on the open door, she detoured into the room for a closer look. The only thing out of place amid the crowded shelves, filing cabinets, and boxes was a small brown book on the floor, a book the size of a miniature address book, and it's so small. Kelly picked it up. Winners was embossed in gold letters on the front. Curious, she opened it, flipping pages. There was one inspirational message printed on each page in large gold letters. I am a winner. Winners win was the message on the first page.
Wait, so is it just an inspirational book?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a journal.
It's a journal.
What?
So on each page in large gold letters, I am a winner. Winners win. Not too original, Kelly thought.
Yeah.
She thumbed to another page. Losers are going nowhere. Where are you going? It said. Beneath the printing was a blank space that had been filled in with hand-scrawled notes and scribbled personal comments about some of the teacher. I don't think I'd better turn this into Lost and Found, Kelly decided. Not with the comments about the teachers in it. I wouldn't want anyone to see this if it were mine. Maybe I can figure out whose it is and give it back. I don't recognize the handwriting. It's just scribbles, nothing distinctive. She dropped the book in her book bag, stopping by the counter again on the way out. And that's like pretty much the last she thinks of it. But maybe you're right. Maybe it is just an inspirational quote book, and then he just wrote around maybe the quotes are in the center.
And then but she said there is a space.
Finds it.
So I'm sure it is like,
it could be like
a thought a day, maybe.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Or maybe not even that, because like I have a Mr. Rogers quote book, and it'll just be like, if it's a super short quote, it'll just be in the center of the page surrounded by blank space.
Yeah. So maybe it's like that.
So it could be like that, and he's just like keeping notes inside, and his dad probably gave it to him, and he's like, here, son, look at this every day and meditate on what it takes to succeed in life.
I feel like...
But what a sad little weirdo.
What a weird...
I'm so sad for Jeff.
Here's the thing. He's so... it's also just like embarrassing. Like
he's a child.
Yeah, it reminds me of... do you know about the killer Mark Twitchell? It's pretty recent. Mm-mm. He was like a cosplayer and like fan filmmaker, and he like would lure men and like murder them.
Meh.
And he was really into Dexter, and he thought he was like Dexter. Really embarrassing.
Oh no.
Yeah. But he like wrote this book called like the SK Confessions, Serial Killer Confessions.
Oh no.
Where he would like write about he'd be like, no, I never thought of myself as like that kind of.
Oh no.
It's very embarrassing. It reminds me of that where you like you have this little book and you think you're so like, but the quotes in it are so dumb.
I mean, she thinks to herself, she's like, that's like nothing.
Yeah. Winners win.
Winners win. Losers don't succeed. Like what?
I feel like that book is the embodiment of like failing upward white male mediocrity. Of like this dad who like went to Dartmouth thinks that this book is like
makes
interesting and
is like genuinely inspirational.
Gets it for his son, and his son is like, yes, father, I will succeed.
Like, whatever you want. You're right. I won't fail you, daddy. I won't.
Yeah.
And he like, it's interspersed with his thoughts watching Kelly, which is how we know he's like, she's setting traps for me.
It's very funny. Like, I was like laughing at his parts.
They're so embarrassing.
They're so embarrassing. The fact that he keeps calling them traps.
And he's like, I'm too smart for that. I'm going to lay traps of my own. And then he's like, oh, I can't believe how easy it was to evade her trap. But like, there's nothing,
literally nothing
is happening for him.
Like,
it's so sad. It makes me so sad.
It reminds me of that, the Busy Librarian. Where he's like
just
so
rushing
busy
all around.
He's so busy.
He has come up with like backbreaking work for himself.
Whereas like no one is even paying attention to him. Like no one cares about what he's doing. No one even cares about winners.
No one even, it's not even like no one cares like he's an outcast. Like he has a bunch of friends. Yeah. He's like a cool, fun guy in people's opinion. So it's not even like he's trod upon.
No.
He is just, I like that she makes it clear at the end that he's just like generally troubled. Like he probably has serious psychological issues apart from his dad putting pressure on him. Like his dad, it doesn't seem like he's like beating him. It just seems like his dad was putting too much pressure on him. And because his son was just like really susceptible to paranoia, like maybe he's bipolar or something.
Paranoia.
So in this case, I don't even want to use the word crazy because like this is one of those cases where the main character like truly does seem to be having like a breakdown in mental illness. He's not just like a murderous nothing.
No, he's just like
he's given like pathos and and I mean A. Bates is definitely saying something with this book.
Yes.
She's like, parents put too much pressure on themselves, kids put too much pressure on themselves in school and getting into the right colleges. And it's important to, this does seem connected to Columbine now. It's important to like keep an eye out on your friends for signs that they're going through something and reach out to them and include them. Oh,
isn't that crazy?
This got really sad.
Well, here's the thing. I think generally we should all try and do that. So maybe that's just like a general, because that's such a general message that we should all do. I feel like that is often the underlying thing for a lot of like acts of like spree violence or troubled people then like bursting out and like committing acts of violence. But it does seem,
I hadn't thought of that till just then.
But I mean, she also is,
they're good messages.
And what I like about her message too is kind of like just do the thing that you like want. Like, I like that Kelly is a mechanic, and yes, it is a thing that's like made of it, but like also there was never her
no
parents
one
are
has
cool
ever
with her
like
doing that.
reach higher. No
exactly.
one ever looks down on her. If anything, people seem to be very jealous of the fact that like she has an interest and she's just pursuing that trade,
which is cool. I mean, I thought that was really cool about her.
It was really cool.
Hey guys, wanted to take a quick break from the show to talk to you about one of our sponsors, Lending Club. Those of you that have listened to our show, you eagle-eared listeners, know that I went to law school. I did not have a scholarship. I had to take out a lot of loans to go. And thinking about just all the different types of loans that I owe money on is a very stressful thing. And I assume that if you have revolving debt, that you feel the same intense fear whirling around your brain at all hours of the night. If you're carrying revolving debt, that means you're not paying off your card every month, and you could be paying thousands in interest every year that you don't have to. With Lending Club, you can consolidate your debt or pay off credit cards with one fixed monthly payment. Since 2007, Lending Club has helped millions of people regain control of their finances with affordable, fixed-rate personal loans. There's no trips to the bank, no high-interest credit cards. Just go to lendingclub.com, tell them about yourself and how much you want to borrow, pick the terms that are right for you, and if you're approved, your loan is automatically deposited into your bank account in as little as a few days. Lending Club is the #1 peer-to-peer lending platform with over $35 billion in loans issued. Just go to lendingclub.com/teencreeps. Check your rate in minutes and borrow up to $40,000. That's lendingclub.com/teencreeps. lendingclub.com/teencreeps. All loans made by WebBank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Hey guys, wanted to take a quick break from the show to talk to you about our sponsor for this week's episode, BetterHelp.com. These teens in our books are always facing such traumatic issues. Are you feeling traumatized because your boyfriend might be a ghost? Are you having trouble unpacking the thoughts that you have about your best friend trying to steal your life? Are you a twin? Period. What's standing between you and your happiness? It might be you. Are your own feelings a roadblock preventing you from achieving your goals? Have you thought about talking to someone but you're uncertain or unsure of where to start? BetterHelp.com online counseling is there for you. BetterHelp makes it easy to connect with licensed professional counselors, caring professionals, specializing in the issues that you want to talk about. Depression, stress and anxiety, trauma, grief, self-esteem, ghost boyfriend, twin. Connect with your counselor in a safe and private environment. Get help at your own time and at your own pace. Schedule secure video and phone sessions or text your therapist, all included worldwide, and you can start communicating in under 24 hours. Best of all, it's a truly affordable option, and for Teen Creeps listeners, you get 10% off your first month with discount code TeenCreeps. If you've been wanting to talk, get started today. Go to betterhelp.com/teencreeps. Simply fill out the questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor you'll love, one that you can always change. That's betterhelp.com/teencreeps. Promo code TeenCreeps. She does tend to decide not to study because she's so overwhelmed and just like work on cars.
Yes.
A little too much.
Yeah, but
we would all.
I choose to sit on my ass and watch TV as opposed to do the work I need to do. So at least she's practicing a skill.
That's the thing. And also, like, we all did that in high school. We all didn't want to study.
Yeah.
So I like that she was also, too, like, okay with doing that.
Yeah.
That she was like, I don't care about this.
I also like that it was a huge part of her character that fed into the storylines about her, like, missing the signs that, like, her sister wasn't just a snot, that she was just, like, she felt really lonely and wanted to be included, and that she, like, wasn't being a very good friend to Talia.
Yeah.
And it's all because, like, she doesn't, like, get people.
Yeah.
She gets machines.
Yeah. But also she's willing to learn, and she's not just like, well, I just don't get people, so I'm rude all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I hate when people do that.
It is, I mean, because it's one of these books that we read on the podcast. It is like really just over and over hitting the nail on the head again and again with this. Kelly loves machines, but doesn't get people.
Yeah.
Hey, and is super afraid of her finals. And it's like every single page gets that across.
Yeah.
But I like it generally.
And it was a generally like tightly written book. The people were all three-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like every person had like flaws and good things about them.
Yeah.
Or at least pathos.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anything really good about Jeffrey. I guess he had perseverance. He like didn't give up. Like, just
Yeah, he's
really
just
kept
sad.
trying to take her
It's
out.
just sad.
So the pranks that happen to her are first eggs in her car and on her car.
Yeah.
And her car's her baby.
Yes. And we find out later it's not Jeff. It's her sister Susan,
Mm-hmm.
because Susan is like jealous and wanted to attack the thing that she really loves, because Kelly and their dad bond really heavily over cars and their parents are divorced. And when the dad calls, he'll be like, "Oh, hi, Susan. How are you? That's good. Is Kelly there?"
Yeah.
Which sucks.
That was really sad. I felt
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I felt genuinely bad for Susan.
Me too. I mean, and I loved too, like moments where Susan, like, Susan's usually kind of like snide
Mm-hmm.
to her, but then there were a couple moments where Susan like when she finds out that someone stole
Kelly's hat. Because Kelly wears a derby hat all the time.
all the time.
Her
Like,
dad's
that's her thing,
derby hat.
is her dad's derby hat
She wears it all the time.
all the time. Like, I am worried about like the part of her hair, because I'm like, we need to just like brush it up a little bit, because
No.
like the hat
No, it's a lost cause, Kelly.
is probably really bad.
I kept picturing her dressed like Johnny Depp in that movie Benny and
Benny
June.
and June. Yes. She was like
I was
his
picturing her in a very large white shirt with a vest
Mhm.
and slacks
Mhm.
and a derby hat and a tie.
She seemed very
She would
cool.
be like very 1990s cool.
Yeah, she seemed like she was very cool and like didn't care about, what anyone thought about her.
Yeah.
And like and there are moments where like I loved the moment where she Kelly's like sleeping in her room, and like she has this dream about smoke, and she wakes up and there's like a fire
In her
in
trash
her trash can, and her sister like breaks down the door and puts out the fire, and she's like, "Kelly, like, are you okay?" Like, she's like genuinely very
really
scared and worried.
scared that she just, and then because of that, she squirted Cheese Whiz
Yeah, in her
in
locker.
Kelly's locker through the vents.
What was it called? Easy cheese?
Yeah, what cheese?
Cheese ease.
Cheese ease. Which is very funny.
Very funny.
So she did that too, and then when the trash can fire happens, which is Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
Susan like realizes how like petty and awful her pranks on Kelly have been, and that like she doesn't hate her, she loves her because she's just like afraid for her life.
Mm-hmm.
And so she stops and like does a 180 and is just trying to help her the whole rest of the book.
I got major, like, very cute Lindsay K-Ty vibes when she's like screaming about the hat.
thinking about
So she's like, "Someone stole this hat, and everyone needs to help me search for it." And everyone's like, "Can you please calm down? Like, we would,
like,
but
no.
you're being insane." And she's like, "No, the hat, the injustice."
because she's like, my sister almost died and I'm ridden with guilt.
Yeah. And she's like, "And I'm secretly like really guilty about these other these other things
So,
I
like,
did to
if
her."
I could just find her hat, then I'll have made up for it.
It was
You
so
don't understand. It's her dad's hat.
And then, like, literally everyone just leaves the room, and she's still just screaming to nobody about how they need to find the hat. It was
She's
very
like
cute.
at school screaming about
It was
this
really
because Jeff took her hat.
Jeff took the hat.
Yeah. Oh, here's my other big problem with the book, and it's worse than Winners, not knowing what's in Winners. Danny, the violent, abusive boyfriend, just being allowed to continue seeing Susan.
Wait, who's Danny?
Kelly's ex, who like punches
Oh
shit all the
my
time.
God.
He like punched out the window in Kelly's T-Bird.
I forgot about him.
He's always like
Punching holes
like
in walls.
Kelly's locker is banged up because when he gets pissed at her, he will punch her locker.
Yeah,
He's like very violent.
he is like high tea for sure. He's
Yes.
like rage. He's like
Yes.
like he's emotionally disturbed.
very.
Yes.
And so Kelly breaks up with him for that reason.
Yeah.
And to get back at her, Danny starts dating Susan, and Susan genuinely likes him. And Kelly's just like fine with this.
I know.
I mean, she's jealous, but she's never like, Susan, you can't date him.
Yeah.
Not because I'm jealous, but because he's violent.
I forgot
That
about the Danny
never
thing.
gets said.
I know.
Because
At the
he's
end,
one of
does
the red
Susan stay
herrings.
with him?
Yes.
Oh, no. No.
Or just at least that just never gets said.
Ugh.
If
Yuck.
they don't stay together.
I forgot about Danny. I thought Danny should have been.
Danny's
like,
one of
kicked to
those
the curb.
evil red herrings because
Yes.
it's like, oh, he's super violent and Kelly broke up with him. So maybe he's doing it.
Yeah. But also, like, he was such an obvious red herring. I knew it, like, couldn't be
It wasn't him. And Kelly did keep thinking, like, this isn't his style.
I know.
So it
'Cause
like
it isn't.
he was like on the back burner as far as red herrings go.
Yeah.
And Tad was definitely number one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tad was number one because his dad was, like, so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, his dad was, like, at this baseball game, like, being one of those dads that screams so much that, like, everybody's like, dude.
Yeah, it's a distraction.
Stop. But then we find out that, like, he acts at that way at his dad's like,
yeah.
community softball.
Where he's also screaming about it. So it's like they just have this like
Screaming relationship.
aggro but good relationship with each other.
Me and my dad are just, like, really aggro at each other.
We're just like, we're super aggressive and competitive, but in a good way.
That is a
Okay.
nightmare. I don't want to be involved with any kind of man who, like, gets weirdly aggro with his dad. Like, I'm not interested.
Better than just it being one-sided,
Sure,
I guess.
sure. Because then
As long as physical violence isn't occurring.
yeah,
And you're both and as long as it's like not at the dinner table.
right. If it's just like a sport
Yeah.
thing,
It's a sports related achievement thing. Here, I want to read one of the Jeff chapters.
yay!
Which I think is kind of the perfect one. She took it! I can't believe she took it. It's mine. Where did she hide it? What did she do with it? What will I do without it? I have to have it back. It's my blueprint. That's what he said. He said, take this. Let it work for you like it worked for me. It was my blueprint to success. It will do the same for you if you let it. See, I remember every word. I need it. It's not for anyone else, just me. He said so. This is your secret. Just yours. There isn't room for many winners in this world, but you can be one of them. Why didn't she just leave it where it was? Does she know it's mine? She can't. No one's ever seen it. Till now. Did she see me? She looked right at me. She must have seen me. And she took my book. She'll know all the secrets. I can't let her know my secrets. I can't let her have my book. I am so stupid. It's so sad. I should have left it somewhere else, somewhere safe. Then it wouldn't have fallen. No, I'm not stupid. A stupid person couldn't have made a perfect plan like I did. I couldn't have got the test. I got it. Maybe I should have been more careful, and maybe I should have put the panel back faster, but I'm not stupid. I'm a winner. It's still a perfect plan. One problem didn't ruin my plan, and I won't let Kelly Francis ruin it either. This poor, sad little boy.
It is hilarious.
It is.
But also very sad.
Very sad.
I
am so stupid.
I mean, it's like hilarious because he like is so also
the
very
degree to which he is obsessed with this book is very funny.
It's so funny because also like nobody else cares about this book.
It's an inspirational quote book. I mean, first of all, his dad is also stupid and weird. How is this a blueprint for success? It is an inspirational quote book.
It is very okay, not
what
this
was
part.
he writing in the margins?
Like,
what could he have possibly been writing?
You're a fucking winner. You fucking win, man. You win. You win. Look at you. You're strong.
Losers don't win.
Losers don't win. Oh, here we go. This is the part. Okay. Is it over? Did I win? They were going to trap me, but I was too clever. She and the principal plotted, but I plotted better and faster. Having everyone ask me how well I did. Did they think I would confess? That was an easy trap. They didn't make very good traps. Saying I had a message in the office. How dumb do they think I am? Is that all they could think of? Waiting for me to trip up and confess or walk into the lair? 2 times she went into the office, but she only had dumb traps, easy traps. And I was so worried. My traps were so much better. She'll flunk chemistry and Spanish. She doesn't know about Spanish yet, but she'll find out. And if she was scared enough, she might have flunked the English test too. She should have been scared enough. I got her good. Then she can talk all she wants, but nobody will believe her. She'll be a loser, and nobody believes in a loser. I won't flunk English. I know they wanted me to have a perfect test so they could catch me. I wanted to have a perfect test too, but I didn't. I did just exactly well enough to win and no more. I was too smart. That means I won. I did win. I defeated the enemy and I am the winner.
That is so fucking funny.
That's so
They
funny.
were easy traps. I made better traps. Do you think I was going to walk into the lair?
The alarming frequency.
No one is aware of him.
No one cares
all.
or aware. No one knows at all about his. Like, I'm just picturing people being like, oh hey Jeff, how'd you think you did on that test? And he was like, oh my fucking god, the trap.
This trap is too obvious. You think I did pretty good? Cool. I'll see you later.
And he's like, these traps.
Oh, yes, defeated.
I trapped him better than they trapped me.
What a stupid, easy trap. Did they think I was going to say that I did well because I cheated? Oh, I didn't. Well, I'm too smart to do that.
Also, like, just such minor, like, I'm sure that calling him to the office was like an admin question. Like, they're just like, oh, we didn't get your...
Truly did just have a message for him.
They're just like, oh, you're like, your mom, you forgot your lunch money.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, what a trap. Oh, I defeated their traps. And also, all of her meetings with like all the principals and stuff have nothing to do with him.
It has, the principal saw Kelly's job directive or whatever it's called, and was like, oh, she fixes cars. I'm going to ask her to take a look at my car because it's making a weird noise.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was all. And then there was like a meeting with her teacher because like one of her, she actually like focuses during her English exam.
Because of the thing he did.
Yeah.
Would you like to say the thing he did?
So, wait, so which one?
That was before English. It's the table.
Oh.
Apparently they don't have enough desks.
Some of the students have to sit on tables. She sits on the table. There's 2 screws out of like 8 that need to be in there. And it breaks under her weight. And she like bonks her head on a book, but she's fine. And then the teacher's like, okay, well, like, you're going to have to just take the test at the front of the class.
Yeah.
So that's his first trap.
Yeah.
For her.
But what ends up happening is like Kelly never connected to the books before because she thought it was all like too not true to life. But because somebody has been after her all week, she's viewing literature in a completely different way. She's like, oh, people have dark sides and sometimes bad shit happens. And so then she's like ruminating about that. She puts it all into her essay. And the English teacher is like, so I don't know how to say this, but like, usually you don't do like the best on tests. And you did very well on this one because she thinks that Kelly's cheating. So because she knows that somebody did take a copy of the exam and that would be Jeff. And so she's trying to figure out who did like better than they usually did in class. And Kelly is one of the most obvious example. So she has Kelly like walk her through her thinking. And Kelly is just like confessing everything. She's like, somebody is fucking with me.
Yeah.
And so here's why I wrote all that. And she basically repeats it all. And the English teacher is like, okay, that you were able to walk me through your thinking. So now I trust it wasn't you.
Also, another one of the things he does to her is actually like pretty like this is maybe his best trap.
We'll just use his word.
Yeah. This is his best trap, which is I mean,
he has a lot of classic, really good traps.
Yeah. This is a golden trap.
Really good.
He removes the cover of her book.
I was like, what's happening?
I was like, is he the guy from You? Like, why is he so good at like putting a book together?
And I guess he was working on it at home at night.
This is the shit he's doing all night. It's the study. Use that time to study.
He has to win, not just do well, Kelly. He has to win.
I'm just picturing him like fucking like just like with like eyeglasses that magnify.
Oh, what, like the jeweler's
glasses,
like eyeglasses. I know what it's called because I had to look it up for something.
Oh well, the jeweler's eyeglasses, and he's like hammering away, like working on it, like and just like muttering to himself, like, oh, this fucking. I'm picturing him like. Have you seen Deadwood?
Yeah.
the mayor of the town, the
Yeah.
JB whatever.
Yeah. Smooth.
Like that guy who's just like
He's fucking evil.
like
I hate
evil
that guy.
squirrely little dude that like is really bad at everything he does
Yeah.
and is constantly like just so embarrassing. And I know that I use this word a
Wormy
lot,
little worm.
but they refer to him as a grotesque
They do.
in the show, which he is.
He is.
He is.
He is.
And so I'm
Actually,
just-
I don't. Sorry, I don't hate him. He sucks a lot.
He sucks a lot. I don't hate him.
Or he's pretty racist.
He's
They're all
racist.
pretty racist.
Everyone's racist. I would say I hate him less than I hate the guy that murders the girls that work at the brothel.
Oh yeah,
That guy.
Well, the biggest villain of all is Gerald McRaney
Who is that?
or whatever his last name is. Guy who played Major Dad. He's the big real guy. He's based on a real guy, but he like owns all the mining
Oh, the Hearst
properties. Yes.
Guy. Yeah, Hearst.
He's I hate him so much because I love Al Swearingen.
Well, here's the thing. I love Al Swearingen.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, for what like I'm just like, to be fair, for what it's worth, one might say, even though Al Swearingen is often at odds with the dude that has the jewel. Wait, does he have the jewel, or it's his kind of arch nemesis guy? Not Hearst. It's like the other guy that has like the fancier saloon.
Oh, the jewel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the show. It's one of my favorite shows.
Me too.
Do not remember his name.
I don't remember his name either.
I fucking hate my memory. I'm so irritated.
I'm so irritated.
I'm so irritated all the time. I've seen the seasons multiple times.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember this?
I almost finished the series like years ago, and like for some reason like things came up and I didn't finish it. So I tried to pick up where I left off like a few days ago.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I don't remember anything. So I had to start back over right after Bullock's kid and the horse.
Uh-huh.
That part.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I
So now
love
I'm
that
like-
episode where all the
horse
whores
can
are
come.
so upset and they
The
get
horse
to
can come. I just watched that one. The horse can come. Yeah.
Where is that guy?
The jewel guy.
Yeah.
But here's
Where
the
are
thing.
you at?
Even though he's often at odds with Swearingen,
He
I
died
don't
not too long ago.
hate him.
No, I don't hate. Oh, he's pretty bad though.
He's bad. Listen,
Cy Tolliver.
everyone is bad.
Everyone
Cy.
is bad. It's
Everyone
true.
is bad.
Truly everyone
Truly
on the show
everyone
is
is bad.
bad.
Truly,
Except for Alma and Seth. Timothy
Seth.
Oliphant and
Oh.
Rich Lady.
Well, here's the thing. Rich lady, she doesn't always put the welfare of her ward
No.
at the top.
No.
She is the best.
No.
No. And she has this doesn't make her a bad person,
Uh-huh.
but she does often like,
Well, she's constantly choosing Seth and her own selfish
and laudanum over
Yeah. Well, that's only
the
first
little girl.
season.
But that's true. She stops with the laudanum so much.
Oh, his name is Gerald McRaney. George Hearst.
You know who I like together? Jane and the girl who
Yes.
like their relationship. I'm
I
like
love Jane so much.
Jane and her, like when they're just like talking and like just kind of fake giving each other shit.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love them.
I love them. Jane is the best.
Jane is the best. Robin Weigert is such a good actress.
Yes.
Like she has one tiny scene in Angels in America.
I've never seen that.
It is really, really good. She's one tiny scene and it is my favorite scene of the whole play and like sticks with me so hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for
It's
her.
all about grief.
Good for her, man.
Yeah, like stage actress, I think. I love Trixie.
I love Trixie.
Love Trixie.
Oh, I love the guy that marries
Joni
Alma.
Stubbs. Joni and Jane.
Yes, Joni Stubbs.
Yeah.
Oh, when they're just like snipping at each other, I love that.
Yeah. It's a really good show, you guys.
It's a really good show. It
It's
has
so good.
you have like there is a lot of really hard like racist language in it,
Yes.
and that's something you do have to
and
kind of
violence against women.
deaden. Yeah, you do have to
Yeah.
kind of deaden yourself against
But
it.
it doesn't I mean, for one thing, it's like very period appropriate.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's all about, but like, also like the show obviously thinks that it's bad.
Yes. I mean,
it's more good than bad.
Here's the thing. It's like that kind, it's the same kind of show as like, I would say like Mad Men, or even like Rick and Morty, where it's like idiots that think that they should be like the very, or Breaking Bad, like very troubled people that are like, oh, I want to be Don Draper. It's like, nobody fucking wants you to be Don Draper.
Yeah.
Like, the creators of the show think that Don Draper is a bad person.
That's the whole point of the show.
That's the whole point. Is that he's a very bad person. Hello. But they're like, oh, but that's like, it's people that like romanticize
the badness. Yeah.
That threaten to ruin the show.
Yeah.
You just have to like push those people away.
Well, if you're fine with Game of Thrones, you're fine with Deadwood.
Oh.
It's also the reason I am like very lax with saying cunt.
Yeah. But also,
they say it so many times.
They do say that a lot. And also, I think with,
I think it's better than Game of Thrones.
I do think so too. I also think, as far as the use of the word cunt, because we have had people call us misogynist for using that word.
That's stupid.
Which is very stupid. Here's the thing. If a man calls me a cunt, I am going to elbow him in the fucking throat.
Yeah. That's our word. Yeah.
It's just like, it's just like repurposing it. Same thing as if a guy calls me a bitch, I'm like, ew, you're not good.
Yeah. I mean, if we can say bitch, we can say cunt.
Yeah.
Also, don't tell me what I can and cannot say as a woman.
Yeah.
Other women.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm saying that about all women. I'm not one of those women who's like, I don't really like girls because they come with a lot of drama. I don't have a lot of female friends.
Girls can just be like so catty. And it's not at all because like I act way nicer to men than I do to women.
Yeah, and it's not at all because I want every guy in this room to want to fuck me. It's not to do with that.
There's nobody really like that in this book.
No.
All the women
no
are
one's
pretty
on
chill.
the scale.
Yeah, everyone's pretty cool. I mean, it's
even
just
Jeff.
We should create like a Jeff scale of like just a pathetic,
sad murderer,
like where you're just like, oh, dude, like I don't even want to think about you too much because you are really bumming me out.
Yeah, it's one of those villains where I just want him to get better.
Yeah,
I just want Jeff to figure it out and get better.
Here's the thing.
Which, like, Kelly does, too, because she saves his goddamn life.
She's a better person than I am. I would not have saved that man.
Which, the same thing, A. Bates wrote Mother's Helper.
Yes.
And the hero, the protagonist, doesn't. She, like, lets the villain go.
Oh, yeah.
Because she just feels so bad for her.
For this, here's my thing.
That made less sense.
Yes. This made a little more sense. For me, the second someone tries to kill me, I lose. Yeah. Like she's a Mother Teresa. I'm not really that way. I would be like, you try to kill me, I let you fucking die in this ravine. Yeah.
It's a bit much if you try to kill me. It's just like you kind of cross the line. Yeah. 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 But Jeff's reaction is so sad. Oh, so he's like enacting his final trap by
his greatest trap
by pretending that the car he like drives somewhere super weird, acts like the car won't go any further.
Oh my god.
And so he and Talia have to go like really far. I don't even know how they end up getting to the party. So maybe no.
So he
what the fuck happens?
I don't know how they get to the party.
I don't know how they get to
the
party.
They had to walk or something. But they had to
he
walk
drives
from
way the fuck out of the way. And they don't have cell phones.
Maybe he just left it there. I think, no, because they haven't been driving it around, remember? Because it was
so that happened some other time?
Yeah, and he left it there.
Okay.
He didn't tell Talia where the car was.
Right.
Because she was just like, oh, he's having trouble with this car, but like, look at it after finals.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then she's at the party. Talia's like, oh, this would be a perfect time for you to like look at Jeff's car.
He was like, I don't know why, but it seems like,
She's like, I need to think about like, because she doesn't want to go to Dartmouth with him. Because she didn't get into Dartmouth. And he was like, well, you can just like be my wife.
No, she said that.
Oh, and then she's like, I don't want to do that actually.
Yeah, she set up this whole plan where she was going to move next to Dartmouth and get a job, but tell her parents that she was going to college near there and just like take the money that they sent her for tuition and living expenses to fund her and Jeff's life together and get secret married.
Yeah.
And then afterwards she's like, so I thought it through and I don't want to do that anymore.
I'm glad she
but I don't know how to tell Jeff because now he's super excited about it.
So she's like thinking of a way to tell him. And that's why she's like, can you just keep him away? So like while I think.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Kelly here. Wanted to take a quick break from the show to talk to you about one of our sponsors, EveryPlate. If you know me, you know that I am a busy modern woman, but I also am a busy modern woman that loves to cook. But I also am extremely lazy and stressed out all the time. I always tell myself I have to cook more at home. But then, things pile up and I'm like, oh, poo, I did not go to the grocery store. And now I'm going to order takeout and oh my gosh, why am I so sodiumed out? What? An answer to every single one of my problems? You can experience a full plate and fuller wallets with America's Best Value Meal Kit. Think about it this way. One meal is the same price as 1 cup of coffee. Are you freaking kidding me? While other dinner options cost around $10 a serving, EveryPlate is offering 5 chef-designed recipes each week from only $4.99 per serving. And guess what? Recipes come together in about 30 minutes, you dings. Definitely faster than a trip to the grocery store. Less time deciding what to cook means more time spent enjoying good food with family. These easy-to-follow recipes are delicious and take the stress out of dinner time. They do the meal planning, shopping, and prepping for you, so you don't have to buy more ingredients than you need, because EveryPlate's recipes come with everything already pre-measured. And EveryPlate is constantly expanding their shipment zones, so check to make sure that your zip code is included in where they ship at checkout. What's so special about EveryPlate is the price tag, baby. Because usually you think to yourself, meal kits are expensive. But guess what? You can get the same deliciousness at a much lower price. I love the EveryKit experience. The meals were delicious. I saved so much time and money. I actually had so much more time to actually have time for family and friends, and it was awesome. So let's get you guys on this boat. For 6 free meals across your first 3 weeks and free shipping on your first delivery, go to everyplate.com and enter promo code TeenCreep6. Again, that's 6 free meals across your first 3 weeks and free shipping in your first delivery. Go to everyplate.com and enter promo code TeenCreep6.
So they go there and he's like, oh, and she like really tries to switch it up because Jeff starts telling her like, hey, I feel like maybe I'm overstepping boundaries, but like, I just want to let you know that like Tad has gotten really aggressive in the last year or so. And he just seems like really obsessed with being the best. And he's like, fouled some guys on the court and whatnot.
And he laughs after he fouls them.
And he like apologizes, but like it seems like he's still happy. And then us as the reader are like, I guess it's Tad, even though I felt pretty sure that was a red herring.
For me, I was like, oh, he's like trying to put her on the scent of.
But like he's about to kill her. So
then like in that moment, I was like, then why even do this?
Maybe he was just like afraid that she was going to get suspicious of how far out they were driving.
Maybe because they were driving into a ravine.
Yes.
Or I guess to the top of a ravine.
To a cliff.
Yeah.
And when I read that, I was like disappointed in the book for that being the answer. So then I was like undisappointed.
Yeah.
Once it was Jeff. I guess it was Jeff because some random thing, like something about him being in the background and stressed out about finals and like Talia being worried about him or like finding him extra like fidgety or jumpy or something. Also, I can't even remember the moment.
There was also a moment where they were taking a test, remember? And she like looks over and Jeff's just like staring into space and she's like, he wasn't even like taking the Spanish test and I thought he was like good at Spanish. And Kelly's like, oh, well, maybe he finished early. And she's like, I guess.
Yeah, maybe that's when I thought it was Jeff.
Yeah, because he was being weird.
He like there was no interaction between Kelly and Jeff, but like there would be little mentions here and there about Jeff being stressed too. So when he finally cracks when they're up by the car, which he just did so that he could push her off a cliff later.
Yeah.
So they're there, and he's like, he's been telling her like, oh, Tad's been weird.
Yeah.
And then this starts to happen. Maybe he's just under a lot of pressure, Jeff said, from his father. They always want you to do better than they did, to get better grades, do better in sports, get a better education, and they don't want you to make the same mistakes they did. In fact, they don't want you to make any mistakes at all. Plug's fine, Kelly muttered. She scraped it, checked the gap, then reinserted it, starting it by hand, then da-da-da. I just can't picture Tad being mean. He's too thoughtful, and he didn't fight with Danny even though he had the chance. They don't seem to understand that we're different, Jeff said.
When he starts saying we're different.
I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
It's Jeff. Who? Kelly asked. Fathers. I'm not him. I'm not even as good as he was. How could I possibly be better? I keep trying. Everything he says to do, I do.
No.
Jeff lapsed into silence, watching while Kelly checked the rest of the plugs, the fuel and air filters, the points. And then she's like, blah, blah, blah. I checked everything else. Blah, blah, blah. I can't do anything about that here. I need to work on it at home where I can check things out more thoroughly. Do you mean you're giving up? Jeff asked.
Oh, and then here I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Red flag, red flag. Kelly laughed. I mean, I checked everything I can check while we're parked out here in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere with not very many tools and poor light, she said. You're going to have to get it towed. To my place if you want me to do the work, to another garage if you want someone else to do it. You never get anywhere quitting, Jeff said.
Oh, God.
Does that mean I'm hired? Kelly asked. I'm perfectly willing to keep going, but not here. I need daylight and tools. Are you sure you checked everything? Jeff asked. Kelly gave him a disgusted look. This is no longer amusing, she thought. Would he ask that at a shop if the mechanic was a guy? Here I am doing him a favor and he's griping?
Loved that too.
Maybe you want to get someone else to check it out, she said. She plunked the toolbox in the trunk, unplugged the drop light. I just can't believe you're giving up, Jeff said. The car was working almost fine. It can't be anything very serious or it would have given me more trouble all along. Kelly put the drop light away and closed her trunk. She checked for leftover tools, feeling under Jeff's hood before she closed it. She hadn't actually worked on the T-Bird, but the habit of checking for forgotten tools and parts was so ingrained that she felt around beneath her own hood, checking the rim that ran across the front of the engine compartment at the top of the air cleaner, the places she habitually set tools and bolts while she was working. I'm very disappointed in you, Jeff said. He locked his car door, slammed it shut, for quitting. This is just a little strange, Kelly thought uneasily. A quitter never wins, Jeff said,
my God.
heading for the T-Bird. Kelly, guided only by a slight sudden chill, reached out casually and yanked the Thunderbird's fuel line free at the carburetor. I can always put it back, she thought. And a winner never quits, Jeff said. I remembered. Winners? Kelly thought. The little book? It's Jeff's book?
Oh my God.
Blah, blah, blah. She froze, her mind and body locked. And then she's like, does that mean... And then new chapter, Jeff's hand clamped on her arm just above her elbow, his fingers digging painfully into her muscles. Too late, she thought. I should have run while I had the chance. So it's like, she just is getting this like slight sense of like, I don't think Jeff's okay. He just shut his door. He's walking over here. Yoink.
Yep.
And then like,
Also, like, the fact that he's like, she'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Quitters never win. And I can just picture her being like, ... that book?
Yeah.
Like, it's so a non-thing for her and everyone else. And he's like, winner's the book. I remembered.
He's like, well, I didn't.
Yeah.
I like, also, he dangled the keys briefly because he stole her purse and took her spare set.
Yes.
And he dropped the spares on the floor and started the car. My spare set, Kelly thought, surprised, but only dully so. He's the one who took my purse. Of course. Jeff? He stole the copy of the English final. Blah, blah, blah.
This whole part is very...
And then he says, where is my winners?
Oh,
Jeff
God.
asked,
The fact that
shaking
he
her
keeps
captive
saying
arm.
that. So weird too, right? Because like, let's say you're really into this book, Great Expectations, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, where's my Great Expectations? You'd be like, where's my book?
Yeah. Where's my winners? Where's my
journal?
winners?
Where's my winners? Where's my winners?
Says, where is it? I saw you take it. I want it back and I won't quit till I get it because a winner never quits. I remember. Why, Jeff? Kelly asked. There's only one number one, and that's me. I'm the winner. Just me. Nobody ever said winning would be easy, son. It takes guts. It takes blood. Jeff gave an old laugh. I thought he meant my blood. I had it all wrong, but I'll fix it. I'll do it right this time. Where is it? Where's my winners? Where?
This part reminds me of,
and then she's like, I burned it.
Oh, yeah. And then he's like, ah! And she's like, just kidding, I didn't.
Fucking crazy.
This part reminds me of, like, he's very like, 'twas I. And I feel like she's very, you know, in Arrested Development, every time they talk about George Michael's girlfriend, and they're like, her?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, it was I. And she's like,
you?
Him? Jeff?
Yeah. Sorry.
Who?
I've not been, like, paying attention to you, like, all week.
Well, he's been
I saw all your traps coming a mile away.
Oh my God, the traps.
Let me see if I can find. Oh yeah, then he just starts. He keeps going on. He's like, now he's just completely hallucinating.
Oh yeah, he's off the rails at this point.
He starts talking to his dad like she's heavy. She's heavy.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I forgot he talks to his dad.
It's like, I thought I burned her, but she came back to trick me. But I'm going to be a winner anyway. There's only one best, and she can't be it. I have to be. It's not very steep here. But why? Kelly croaked. Jeff looked at her surprised. I was going to die. When you told everyone, I would be ruined, and that would kill me. I saw it all, Kelly, and it was awful. Being a dead failure. You wouldn't believe how much it hurt. I couldn't go to Dad's college anymore, and he was disappointed. He only wants me when I'm a winner. I have to be a winner. When you stood up there and told everyone what I had done, it killed me. He isn't making sense, Kelly thought. Told who? I didn't tell anybody anything. I didn't figure it out until it was too late. You had my winners. I was having trouble remembering how to win, but I had to. I had to win. You wouldn't give me winners back, and I couldn't find it. You and the principal made traps, but I was too smart. I bet you thought I didn't know what you were doing, but I figured it out. I was too smart. I didn't fall in any traps. None of them. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
Fuck are you talking about? He's like totally unhinged.
Like the whole time, nobody is thinking about him at all. And he's like, I know you're trapping me.
Yeah. He's truly insane.
He's like stomping around his house, fuming about her.
Yeah.
Trapping him.
Like
and
ransacking her car, ransacking her bedroom, ransacking her locker.
Yeah.
He can't find it. And it's because she like absentmindedly was like, oh, I'm going to stick it in my coat pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. She like thought about it the second she found it and then never again.
Yeah. It's so sad.
My winners.
It's so sad. And then this is when he throws her off the cliff.
Oh, God.
Jeff's hands closed around her neck, and he yanked her backward, dragging her across the road again. I'll do it, Daddy, he shouted in a chilling little boy voice.
I'll
never give up. Are you proud now? Are you proud of me? Kelly struggled. She tried to kick, to gouge, to damage him anywhere, anyhow. The pain and fear melted together, becoming one black thing inside as Jeffrey heaved her over the cliff.
Oh, yeah, and then she has a moment which, like, mirrors the moment of, in her phys ed final. She had to be climbing a rope. She stops halfway through climbing and is like, oh my God, like.
Did somebody damage the rope?
Yeah, she's like, fuck, I don't know what to do. And she's like, I just have to keep going. I have to get to the top to see. And she just forces herself to go. And also the teacher was like, okay, I blew the whistle like a long time ago, but good job.
You kept going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
And then in this moment, he like throws her off the cliff. She like reaches out and grabs like a root.
Well, she gets like lodged.
Oh, she's lodged against a rock.
Bush and a rock.
Yeah.
And then to get back up the cliff, she grabs onto a root.
And then she has to end up going up and down.
It's so fucking funny to
like
me.
Like 6 times. It's so
funny. So she hauls herself back up, and then she sees. Oh yeah, and he says he's gonna like then send the T-bird off the cliff to fall on her.
Yeah.
Where is it? It held. She hauled herself up the last few feet, heaved her upper body over the edge, crying out softly. Blah blah blah.
And he's like,
so here's him. What have I done? It was Jeffrey's voice, edged with grief and horror. The little boy, crazy lilt, gone. I killed someone.
Oh, right.
I killed Kelly. What have I done? Kelly could see him in the moonlight, about 20 yards from her, looking like a huddled child, sobbing as if nothing in the world could comfort him. Suddenly he stood, and before Kelly could figure out what was going on, before she could scream or tell him she was still alive, he had jumped over the edge. Horrified, Kelly watched him tumbling down, looking as she must have looked, like a boneless dummy, an unreal stuffed thing bouncing like a broken toy. He missed the bush that had stopped Kelly, continuing to roll down the hillside. Kelly sobbed as she pushed herself back away from the edge, let go of her hold, and slipped down after him. You dummy! She yelled, sliding down the hillside. Why? I was alive. Why did you have to do that? But even as she asked the question, she knew that they were unanswerable, or if there were answers, that Jeff had already supplied them. And then I was shocked when I read this. She'd climbed back down and back up the slope twice, certain that she was caught in a repetitive nightmare in gym class, struggling to conquer the ropes again and again. So she goes down and finds Jeff, and he says, "Hi, Kelly. So we're both dead. I didn't know it hurt this much to be dead." And he says, "I did something very bad," Jeff said, looking troubled. "I can't think what it was." And then she says, "I can't haul you back up. I'm afraid to move you. I'll get help." And then she reaches in her pocket and she hands him the book. So yeah, so she like saves his fucking life, leaves him water.
Also, she does this all with like broken ribs.
Yes. She's fucked up. She's worse off than Jeff.
Yeah, because Jeff like breaks a leg or something.
It says, where is it?
It's at the end when she's talking with Tad, and he's like, he had it not as bad as you.
Also, what is with the end when Tad's like, "I love you"? And
oh
she's
my
like,
God.
I'm sorry, what?
Here's the thing. Props to him. He was a little insane.
Uh-huh.
Oh, right. He broke his left leg and sprained his right ankle and got a concussion and bruised. She got ribs, shoulder, wrenched back, and knee, and bruises. So she got fucked up.
Yeah.
She was like climbing up and down to save his dumb ass.
Yeah.
And
it's
then,
nuts.
Okay, yeah. So this is the part I wanted to read this part because
he like goes way off the deep end.
He goes too hard. He's traumatized.
Way too hard. Well, it makes me, and he did talk about, she's like, what the fuck is up with you being suddenly interested in me? And he basically confesses that he has just been like watching her with Danny for a year or more, like pining for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he's been in love with her. He's just like unrequited love with her for years.
Yeah. So, okay. So she's like, kind of guilting herself about like, man, I should have like seen his problems. And she goes, "I can spot a problem in a car from a mile off, but people still have me baffled." And he goes, "I think you're selling yourself short," Tad said. "Jeff had some pretty nice things to say about how you took care of him after he tried to kill you. It scared me to think I almost lost you." He's freaking out because he thought he lost her.
Maybe that's it.
He's like, "It really made me do some thinking. I'm going to MIT, but I don't want to be that far away from you. What would you think about looking into the mechanics programs in the Boston area?" And she's like, I think I'd have to raise my rates. Kelly told him, "I'd have to pay for an apartment and food and all, plus school. I don't know, Tad. I think we'd better make it through the summer first and then see how things are going." And then he goes, "You're so hard-headed. That's what I love about you." And she's like, "Love?" And he's like, "Well, one of the things." And props to her. She goes, "You're going too fast for me. I'm almost over Danny. I'm a little slow, Tad. I figured that out about me. I don't fall in love easily. It takes me a long time to make that commitment." And then he isn't pissed. He's just like me. I've got a long time. And then she tries not to laugh. And then that's it. And then he very carefully kisses her.
Because that's already after he is like, so he was telling her earlier in the book when they went out that his two options for what to do over the summer are like go spend the summer with his sister in Texas, where it would just be like party every day.
Party.
Or go with his mom to Europe and like watch her shop.
Like watch her shop in Paris.
And he says in this moment, he's like, "So I'm not going to do either. And I'm going to spend the summer with you." She's like, "Oh, are you sure?"
I know. He does.
And then he's like, "And I want you to move to Boston with me because I can't imagine being away from you." And she's like, I mean, let's just like see how summer goes.
I love that she stands up for herself with that.
Yeah.
He's
great.
He's crazed because he's freaking out. He's never experienced something like this before. Yeah. He's a young man. He's just like, we should get married. And
he's like, been pining after this girl for 2 years, and he suddenly got the opportunity to date her. And then she almost died, and now he's like, let's get married.
And she's like, let's just hang out over the summer.
Let's like, I don't even know you at all.
I also love that she's
That's
like,
why I like Kelly.
Rent is like a little high in Boston.
Like, I'm a mechanic, not a fucking plastic surgeon.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not like a trust fund baby like you. Like, let's just do summer. I love that she's
so
like, let's just do summer.
Because there are like so many other books where it's like calamity, almost murder, hospital recovering, boy is there, they're suddenly together forever.
Yeah.
Even though they barely know each other. And in this one, it's like calamity, recovering, hi, I'm ready to be with you forever. Hi, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
That is, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I love that. And I love that he wasn't like pissed about that. And he was just like, yeah, okay. Like, I'll
yeah,
wait.
like, yeah, sure.
Because here's the thing. In like a
He's
week,
very
he's gonna,
confident it's going to work out.
He's very confident. In a week, though, he's going to be like, man, I can't believe I said that to her. He's like, oh, man.
Oh, that's so embarrassing. Hey, Kelly, I just want to say, like, it was just that, like, you had almost died. And so I'm so embarrassed.
And I've never, like, been around something like that. And, like, I think I just felt a lot and I didn't know how to deal with it.
And so I said, but like, obviously, like, we can take this slow. And she's like, oh, I'm in love with you now.
Or she's like, it's like the winners thing where she's just like, oh, I stopped thinking about that.
Yeah. Oh, right. You said that. I'd forgotten.
That's so funny. I would say I enjoyed this book.
Me too.
And I would say read it.
Definitely.
It was one of the better ones. We like A.
I
Bates.
like A. Bates.
Yeah. She's good.
Yeah.
Like she writes really.
She writes a good female character. And this liking Kelly backs up my liking her. What the fuck? What's her face?
The other girl
from Mother's Helper.
Mother's Helper.
Kelly's much better.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that the girl in Mother's Helper was kind of funny.
I agree.
Not nearly as cool.
I agree. I think reading this, I now see the intent behind that girl.
Uh-huh.
And it was different than what I read it as. And I think if I were to read Mother's Helper after reading this, I would have had a different feeling about her. But I liked all the characters in this, except for Danny. Like Danny is a major
Danny's unacceptable
issue. He's got to go.
Gotta go. It's got to be, Susan, you can't date him, not because of me. Like, I would absolutely stand aside, but like, you need to know about his like temper.
Yeah. And
instead they're like, he's got a crazy temper, but I don't know. There's just something about Danny.
I know.
It's weird.
I know. She's like, oh, I'm just not over him. I'm like, no. Like you can be conflicted and be like, God, what is that? Like, why
but
am
you
I?
have to warn your sister off.
Absolutely.
You have to like, you gotta forbid that shit.
Yeah. I mean, no way.
No
She
has to be like, the whole reason I broke up with him is his horrible, violent temper.
Horrible.
So that's a huge blight.
Yeah,
on the book
for me, for sure. Like it's like a stain.
That and not knowing what the fuck is in Winners.
The Winners thing. I mean, to me,
how is it a blueprint?
I don't understand. It is hilarious.
Yes,
it is. Maybe the fun. Like, and here's the thing: I have faith in A. Bates because we've seen that she can write humor.
Yeah,
I have faith that she's just like.
It's like nothing.
It's nothing. Like
maybe she's making fun of inspirational quote
I think
books.
Maybe she is.
Yeah,
and people that put too much.
Who buys these?
It's like Michael from The Office.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone like that would like.
Well, it's like writing a post-it and putting it up on your bathroom wall.
Right.
I support that more.
I do too.
But like carrying around a quote book and being like, this is my blueprint for success, that's insanity.
I think the difference is, right, when you write something on a Post-it, you're like affirming it. And then you put it there and then that's you telling yourself. Whereas like an inspiration quote book, especially with quotes like that.
That's the thing is like these quotes where it's like, winners always prosper or whatever.
Winners always win.
Winners always win.
Winners always win. Losers don't win.
Then it's like,
this is some Trump shit. This is what it sounds like.
That's what it is.
I think that's what it is. It's
art
just
of
like,
the deal bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like it.
Always be closing.
I will defend my Mr. Rogers quote book to the death.
I like quote books.
And I will defend putting a like aspirational quote on your bathroom mirror.
Yeah, for sure.
When you see it, it just sort of like subliminally sticks in your head.
Here's the thing.
But Winners is unacceptable.
First date.
Yes.
Things are going great.
Yes.
So great. You go back to his place.
Yep.
You go into his bathroom.
Uh-huh.
There's Post-its all over the wall, all over the mirror. They say like winners always win.
End of date.
Losers do not win.
End of date.
End of date.
Absolutely end of date.
So do you say why, or are you just like, you know what? It's late. I gotta go.
I would stick the date out, but in my heart, end of date.
Okay.
I would stick it out so that it wasn't crazy to just be like so abrupt.
Okay.
But I definitely wouldn't be spending the night.
All
and
right.
I definitely wouldn't see him again.
Okay. So, how long do you
those
wait?
are the quotes.
How long do you stay? So, okay.
An hour.
You stay an hour. Okay. What
Yeah.
if he puts in a movie? He puts in...
I'll say that I have to get up early and I don't have time for a movie.
Okay. He puts on Limitless.
I double down on my answer.
Yeah. Okay. So do you leave before the movie starts, or you just like in your mind 1 hour timer, like the second it goes, I'm just gonna get up and be like, you know what? Oh, it's so late. I gotta go.
No, I would say like as he even goes to put in a movie, I would say like, oh, I really don't have time for a movie. I have to get up early.
Mm-hmm.
And then depending on how he responds to that,
Okay.
then I feel out how long I have to stay to make it seem normal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh-huh.
How about this?
Yes.
This is tricky because I remember now things about Tony Robbins have like kind of gotten murky ever since he was like saying that like the Me Too movement is not wonderful.
Yeah.
But let's say this is before you know about that.
Okay.
He puts on this is a weird thing to
my
watch for the
God.
first date, though. He puts on a Tony Robbins
No. No. It's one thing if you own it. It's another if you're like, hey, what a great date. Let's watch a Tony Robbins seminar.
Okay. Not that.
Yeah,
Cool.
not that.
Okay, so then so you are just like I don't have time. Do you just sit? What activity are you okay with? Like a glass of wine, something like that?
Yeah. Having a drink and talking.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll turn around on like depending on how the conversation flows.
Okay, so what
If he's like super
totally
charming
normal,
and
very charming, very funny, you would never like for some reason
I would
the
never have
Post-its
guessed.
don't line up. Like you're just like, what?
Oh, I'd stick it out and see
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck the deal is.
Okay.
Because I gotta say, Mike has woken up to a bathroom mirror where I've written on a Sharpie to try to get myself through the morning.
Mm-hmm.
My inspirational or like remindery quote.
But you're not writing winners
mantra.
always win.
That's
There's something
the thing.
about winning and losing that's
it's
so
insane.
weird.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be like, you can do it
Mm-hmm.
versus winners always win.
It's very
that's
like
barely
Magnolia.
a sentence. Yes. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise's character.
Yeah.
Kind of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ugh.
Yeah. Respect the cock.
Yeah.
What? Respect the cock and
Tame the pussy.
tame.
Yeah.
That's despicable.
That's
it's so much worse
despicable.
than that. That's not that.
No, it's not that.
It's a whole
just like
different level.
weird. It has
It's
the same
very
energy,
weird.
but like not.
The energy of that is strange. It's very strange and pitiable.
Mm-hmm. But he just seems. Let's say he like has his, like he's a successful guy.
Uh-huh.
It's just very funny, charming. You would never. So when do you bring up the Post-its? Is the question. Do you ever bring them up? Do you just wait till you move in together and then you see if he puts Post-its on your mirror?
I just always pretend they don't exist.
I'm picturing like so many Post-its that you can only see like a circle in the middle.
Say like there I am getting ready in the morning, just like slowly but surely like moving Post-its closer to the center, like out to the edges, and then putting my makeup on as though everything's fine.
That's so funny.
What would you do?
I am.
Would you stick out the date if he was like very charming?
Yes, I would stick out the date.
Okay.
And I would maybe even see him again just to see like, is there like what the, and I would for sure.
So what if nothing ever added up?
Oh,
What if the two never went together? And what if he never mentioned the Post-its but they would change on a daily basis?
yeah. So he's updating them.
Yes. And they just got like other weirder things started to jump in, like be the frog.
Yeah. The frog is you.
Yeah.
Be the frog.
Be the frog. Take the leap. Be the frog.
Okay, so there is like something about
I'm sorry,
winning.
I fucked it up. That shouldn't just be the frog.
You just be the frog. The frog is you.
Yeah. Be the frog. Don't be the lily.
Like wheat in the hands is bread for life, or something like that. And then you're just like, what?
So it's like winners always win, and then you look below and it's like but trees never do.
Okay, what if?
Okay.
What if? Okay, this is you
and they
real
just got
life.
progressively weirder over the course of your life together.
So this is you real life. Let's just
Uh-huh.
imagine, and in this alternate universe, you're single.
Yes.
Okay, but we have this podcast, everything, whatever.
Okay.
You meet him. There's like a million post-its, right?
Mhm.
One day you just get like curious, and you start peeling away, and you're peeling away, and you're peeling away, and then you find one post-it that's very old.
Oh, he never takes any
No,
of the
he doesn't take them
post-its,
off.
and he just
They're just
keeps
building.
pasting them
Yeah,
on top. Okay.
So you're like, there's a little mountain of discarded post-its because you started pulling and you can't stop, and you're like, fuck, I don't know how I'm gonna put them back. Like, it doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm just
that's
gonna
so
pretend I'm like
stressful.
taking a shit and he can't come in. Right? So you're just like, I'm busy. Oh, I'm not feeling well.
Uh-huh.
And then you're just like peeling away. At the bottom, one of the
Uh-huh.
first ones faded. It says farm to table pocket jalapeno dip.
Oh my fucking God.
What do you do? Oh my God, what do you do?
I guess I'd just be excited he was a fan.
You know what? Any attention's good attention.
You know what?
Leave a nice review on Apple Podcasts, please.
I mean, as long as the other post-its put on top didn't make me think he was going to kill me and wear my skin,
All the rest of them are just about like being a winner.
I would just be like, this man of mine.
And then continue to pretend that they don't exist.
Yes.
Great.
What if for you it was that,
Okay.
and then instead of farm to table pocket jalapeno dip, you got there and it was your Twitch username and password. But like you guys have kids together.
And it's like one.
No
we had-
other indication
I
that he
have-
was like
I have birthed
intrusive.
his
Yeah.
spawn, and I have not
you've-
mentioned to him do we just not talk about Dad's mirror? Is that what we do? We just don't talk about Dad's
Yeah.
mirror.
You just don't talk about dad's mirror.
The kids
You make sure that the kids never use your shared bathroom. They
is
have
that-
their own bathroom.
Oh, it's
They're
the
not
classic
allowed to
locked
use the
room
other
in the
bathroom.
house. It's like we lock it when we're not using it.
Yes.
Okay, something is wrong. Like I am not okay in that moment. Like I think it's in that moment where I'm like,
Okay. I'll change it.
Okay.
That one's too extreme.
Okay.
It just said, "Oh my goo."
And it's old, right?
It's very old. It's faded, and it's written in purple ink. All the rest of them are like dark
No.
black lettering with a Sharpie, and this one is purple and in cursive.
Oh my god. Okay. So I think in that moment I like really see my life for what it is. Like I'm like, oh my god.
Exactly.
Like I like
It puts a tint on everything.
like you like look at the pile of post-its and you're like, I have been letting this post-it thing go for our entire, I'm assuming like 8-year marriage.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say we've been dating for 5 years
3
and then 8 years of marriage.
I'm going to say 3-year relationship
Okay.
pre-marriage. And this happens 5 years into the marriage.
And we have kids.
Yes. You just had a baby.
Oh my
You
god.
have a 3-year-old and an infant. How does this change your life?
Oh, okay. I very carefully put all the post-its back as
Mhm.
carefully as I can. My hands are shaking. It's very hard.
Mm-hmm.
I pretend like everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on leave because I just birthed a child.
Sure.
He goes to work. I get the kids, and like your doorbell rings,
Mm-hmm.
and it's me with the kids, and I'm like, you were right. It happened.
You were right.
And you're like, come in quickly.
Come. Does he know you're here? Does
I'm
he
like,
know
no,
you're here?
No, he doesn't know.
See, this is why I told you never to tell him my address.
And then we plan the future from there. Like,
Okay.
he's gone.
What do you say to him for why you've left him?
Okay.
And do you let him have joint custody?
I hire a private investigator
Uh-huh.
to figure out what's the deal with
How
this.
deep?
Yeah, what's the post-its, and also just like what else
Uh-huh.
is happening here? Because the post-its
What if you bring up the post-its and he says, what post-its?
Oh my god. I fucking run. I'm like moving to fucking
But like,
Finland.
apart from this, perfect man.
No, it's
Just perfection.
that
the support he's given you
this is a Lifetime movie.
The sex you have.
No, this is insane. But
like
he's either gaslighting me or literally like in a fugue state every time he's in that room.
Okay, so let's say he doesn't say what post it's. You tell him that you got to the bottom.
Right.
And he says, why is that a problem?
I would be like, when did we know each other when you put the oh my goo thing
No.
in?
But I followed you on Twitter. Didn't you know I followed you on Twitter before
and then I would be
we
like,
met?
yes, but like, I just feel like there were always plans to like make me birth your children.
No.
I would have so, I would have.
No, I
be
put
like,
that
no.
up because I thought it was really cute.
It's just what, I mean.
And I would say, like, so whenever something bad happened in my life, when I wanted to get super frustrated, I would just say, oh my goo. And it was like such a silly thing. It would like break me out of my, intense feelings. And I would just be reminded that like I shouldn't take everything so seriously. Like, oh my goo.
Here's the thing. This would unleash all of my other questions. I'd be like, but then why the winner thing? Like, what is the winner? Like, what is the winner thing?
It keeps me on track. It just keeps me on track. How do you think I have a laser focus for this reason?
I think I would just be like, you know what? I just think you can't control how you feel about somebody if you don't love them anymore. Like, that really sucks.
You look in my eyes and you tell me you don't love me anymore.
I don't believe you. The kids are like, Mommy!
It's okay. Jasper, it's okay.
Oh my God. Yes. One of the children is named Jasper. The other one is named,
the baby is named Jasper.
The baby is Jasper.
Mm-hmm.
The older child is, Pilot.
That sounds right. I think this guy would push Jasper and Pilot as names.
Oh, Pilot too. He's like, Captain.
No,
he's the captain.
you'd say no
He's
to
the
that.
captain.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He.
And what's Jasper gonna say when she gets older? Why aren't I in part of that?
I know. She's like, I'm not involved
Why
in
am I
the.
Jasper?
I'd be like, I was saving you. Oh my God. Okay. Well, think about that at home, guys.
Yeah.
The
next time you write, because I have to imagine that like this would be the same if I suddenly started dating someone and they came over and saw like crystal grids.
No.
Wouldn't they be like, what the fuck?
No, because a crystal, any kind of crystals
stuff are real.
Crystals are real.
I mean, that's why they shouldn't do that, but they would.
Also, crystal stuff is not as like aggressive. Like, I just feel
That's
like
true.
it has the
That's
same
the
aggressive
difference.
energy, and I hate to say this, as a goatee.
To me, goatees do not have an aggressive energy anymore. They did in the 90s, and now I just feel like everybody is Lin-Manuel.
That's true. And
It's
actually,
like
Lin-Manuel
like
does
a
not
gentle
have
soul.
aggressive energy at all.
Yeah.
I would say 90s goatees. The extremely clean line goatee.
Oh, yeah. And it depends on how fit you are. If you're fit
Yes.
and you have a goatee, that's too much.
No, yeah. If you are like jacked
Yeah.
and you have a very clean line goatee, that for me is like very.
No.
I feel like, and there's also some people who like naturally their hair grows more in the goatee area. So they're like, you know what? It's too scraggly on the sides. I'm just going to get rid of the side stuff.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But 1998,
Yes.
like K-Fed
Yes.
goatee is like just this like angular energy
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like is similar to a guy that wants to win.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very Patrick Bateman in American Psycho.
Does he have a goatee?
No, but the
He
winner,
could though.
the whole
My
winner thing.
God.
No, he would never.
He would never.
He would never.
He would never. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah.
You can follow our show on everything at Teen Creeps Pod. You can help us out by leaving us a nice review on Apple Podcasts.
You can support the podcast financially by going to patreon.com/teencreeps. Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers, past, current, and future. We really appreciate it because it is with your support that we produce the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it really helps us out.
What are we doing next week?
We are watching The Craft.
Fuck yes, we
Yeah,
are.
we're going to be watching
Hell
The Craft.
yeah.
Cannot fucking wait. I love that movie.
And Oscar will be on.
Yay!
Yay!
So if you are watching / reading along, those of you who don't usually like to read along, here's a treat for you.
Yep.
And
You dummies.
Yeah, you dummies.
You guys are dumb.
And we're kidding. We love you all.
Don't read these books.
Many of them,
this
please don't. This one, read it. It's
Yeah.
good. We will talk to you guys next week.
Yep. Keep it creepy.
Forever Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Executive produced by Kelly Nugent, Lindsay Katai, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. For more original podcasts, please visit foreverdogpodcasts.com and subscribe to our shows on Apple Podcasts,